Hi crafty friends, I'm Gail. Welcome to Wombat Hollow Crafts. Today it is Saturday, it's the 4th of October 2025. Welcome. If you're a regular watcher, welcome, and if you're new, welcome. This is a channel about cross stitch and other crafts that I get up to during the course of the month. Today's video is a 2-month update because I was not able to film at the end of August, beginning of September. And I've got a miniature schnauzer scratching at my arm. I'm filming. You just have to be patient. Just be patient. I'm so sorry. They've been very demanding this morning, wanting lots and lots of cuddles and lots of smooches. And now I've got Monty down here. He was just scratching at my arm, which I'm sure he's going to leave a mark. And he's demanding attention. So there you have it. Anyway, as I was saying, I was unable to film my August update at the beginning of September because beginning of August I went to a retreat in Ballarat in Victoria called Stitches in Winter retreat. And when I came back from that, I got very, very sick, and it turned out I had COVID. And apologies for the coughing. I still have the coughing and the fatigue. And I've been sleeping a lot. So the voice is much better now. I could hardly speak. And I still really can't do a lot of like physical exertion because when I do that, I cough and cough and cough, and it's very hard to stop. So this bout of COVID has really taken it out of me. So I'm just going to have a sip of coffee. This bout of COVID has, even the doctors have said this version of COVID is quite nasty, and it's taken a lot out of me. I have to be honest. Monty agrees. He's down here like talking. So let me share with you the stats for August and September. I don't know whether you can hear that or not, but it's a very like nasally sigh that he does. So we'll pat him and see if that makes him feel better. All right. So the stats for the month. So we started off the month of August, or we started off at the end of July with 17 WIPs. So then in August we had, I say we, just me, we had 1 start, 2 finishes. So I'm looking at my notes there right here. No FFOs. I worked on 5 projects in the month of August, and I ended up on the 31st of March, close of business, 31st of March, 31st of August. I'm going in like a time traveler going back. I hope this isn't a tone for what the video is going to be like, but so be it. It is what it is. So we ended up by the end of the 31st, close of business, 31st of August, 16 WIPs. So then September rocks around. So obviously we ended the month of August with 16 WIPs. We had 2 starts, 4 finishes, no FFOs. I worked on, again, 5 projects. Ended up, close of business, 30th of September, 14 WIPs. How is that? Like, that's really good. So, so all up, I had 3 starts and 6 finishes in 2 months. So we'll go through all of that. I'll also go through, we've got a drawing. We had a chart up for offer in the July update video. So I'll draw the names for that. I want to share with you my smalls exchange from the Stitches in Winter retreat. I was very fortunate to get the stitching piece that was stitched by the lovely Lara from I Stitch Birds, and got another giveaway. So we'll go through all of that. But first thing we're going to do, before I share or show anything, let's do the drawing for the chart. Now, the chart was what I stitched for the S'mores Exchange for the Stitches in Winter Retreat. It was the Cute Our Bookmark by Sweet Annette. Now, excuse me, I bought this as a full complete kit, but you know, you can buy the timber bookmark forms. You can stitch it on perforated paper, on the vinyl, or you can do it on fabric. It's very, very cute. So that was it. And you had to use the word chart. So what I did, I went old school, wrote all the names on pieces of paper. So let's give it a shake, shake, shake. I'm looking out the window because I'm at the front part of my craft room and the window's right in front of me here. It's very windy here today in regional South Australia. All right, lucky winner. Let's see who it is, hey? Susan Bartlett. Congratulations, Susan. Susan and I are friends on Facebook. So, Susan, I will reach out to you via Facebook Messenger just to confirm your address, and this will be coming out to you in the post. So, congratulations. I do have another giveaway for this video, and I've been, as you can see, there's this massive big cupboard behind me. So I'm going to have another sip of coffee as I'm talking to you. Do you like my mug? Kmart, $5. I got this one, and I got a cauldron, a black cauldron cup as well. So, you know, Halloween's coming up in a few more weeks' time. So, you know, you've got to bring out the odd Halloween cups before you then put them away and bring out the Christmas cups. And in fact, I was in Kmart yesterday. They had some really, really cute Christmas cups. So you may have to purchase a few of those. So anyway, this cupboard here is part of the cupboard, the open shelving that is going to go on this wall right here up to the end of the door. And we've put, it's a 3.6 metre span on this wall. And Shane's put together the 500 unit. We have 3 1 metre units and one 500 mil unit. That's the 500 mil unit. Once we get the other 3 1 metre ones put together, we'll attach them to the wall. Then I can start unpacking everything to come into the craft room here. You can probably see the glass display cupboards. They've now been attached to the wall. So I've started to put stuff in there. But once I've fully unpacked everything, I'll do a tour. This bookcase over there is full of stuff right now, but that's not all going to stay there. A lot of that stuff is going to go over into the open shelving. I just needed to unpack a couple of boxes to get something out of, and so I just put stuff in there. But yeah, we'll do a full tour once we're done. But I have been doing like little bits of tidy up and that sort of stuff as I go through. And I stitched this series by Lizzy Kate when I did my sets and series stitching. I think it was last year, was it? Did I do that last year? I think it was last year. And I did all 12 of these. So I have got the full series of 12. These came originally with buttons. They don't have the buttons with them anymore because I've taken them and because I've stitched them. But I've got the full 12. So if you want to be in a chance to win this, I'll leave it open for the month. I will draw it when we do the next update video on the 1st of November. If you want to be in for a chart to win this, just put the word Lizzy Kate in the comment. But I'll go through them and show you what they are. They're the flip it bits. So you've got January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Now, I'm happy to post these anywhere in the world. So, yeah, just in the comment, just put the word Lizzy Kate, Lizzie space Kate, Lizzy Kate. Put that in your comment and we'll draw that on the 1st of November. So, yeah, congratulations and good luck to, yeah, if you want to be in to win that. All right, so we've done that and that. Let's have a look at some stitching, shall we? So at close of business, 30th of September, I essentially just had one WIP. Really, one WIP that I was working on that was Christmas. So I'll show you that WIP. So if you've been watching me for a while now, you'll know that this year has been Christmas 365 in 2025. I have stitched only Christmas projects. Now here we are, it is the 4th of October. I am astounded that I have still only stitched all of Christmas. Normally I start off really well, and then as time goes on, it slowly peters out and then dissolves into nothing. But this year I've stuck to it. So it's been really, really good. One of the charts that I am stitching is the Jim Shaw Mill Hill collaboration called the 12 Days of Christmas. Now, it took me a very long time, not so much like there's lots of beads in here. It's DMC, but there's lots and lots of beads because, you know, it is Mill Hill. And there's these Jim Shaw buttons. Now, they took me a very long time to be able to collect them. I managed to collect, I'd probably say 9 out of the 12 very, very quickly. I got most of them from 1, 2, 3 Stitch. But 3 of them took me a very, very long time to get. So thankfully, I was able to get those. So if you've watched me for a little while, you'll see that I've already stitched this one here. And I'm now in the process of this one here, the 2 turtle doves. I am not stitching this as one complete piece. I'm stitching it on individual pieces of fabric. Excuse me, goodness. And I think it's 32 count, I want to say lamb's wool. Let me check my little book here. No. Oh, here it is. 32 count lamb's wool linen. So I bought these as individual pieces from 1, 2, 3 Stitch, because that way then I didn't have to measure and cut, because I knew that we'd be moving, and, you know, I don't have an overlocker, and, you know what it is. Sometimes it's just easier to buy them pre-cut, pre-edged, so you don't have to worry about that sort of thing. So I'll show you what we're up to. I have now finished all the stitching on these 2 turtle doves, and I'm in the process of beading. So let me show you where we're up to. So this is where we're at with this one here. Love these charts. Like, I have quite a few Jim Shaw Mill Hill collaboration kits. I love the design. Like, the designs are just beautiful. So bring this closer. The stitching on the 32, so that's my beading needle up there, so I don't lose it. I do, look, I'm gonna be coughing intermittently through this video because I still have a cough, and if I waited until the cough went away, you probably won't get a video for another couple of months, to be honest. So it just is what it is. So as you can see, I have started beading. So I've done the purple beading under the little swirls. I've done the green beading. I've done the dark blue beading, and I've done the little yellowy orangey beading of the beaks. So I've got white beads to sort of go around here and around here. And then I've got red beads to go in here, all around the love heart, around the number 2 and part of the wing. And then I've got another colour of bead, and I'm not quite sure. It's like a pale blue that goes around the top part of the wings. And then, of course, I've got to put the button on, which the button goes down here. So I am anticipating that this will be a finish in the next video. So the one thing I have found is I bought in this, requirements list, it gives you two choices of beads. It gives you the regular Mill Hill beads or the petite beads. Now, I am stitching it on the recommended 32 count. I bought the regular beads. Now, I find them a bit tight, to be quite honest. as you can see, they don't 100% sit right. Now, because I'm going to finish this into a pillow, I don't mind, look, when I say I don't mind it, as I'm putting the beads on, I find it annoying when they don't sit nicely. But, you know, it's going to be finished into a pillow. And to be quite honest, I'm not doing it for a show or anything like that, so it doesn't really matter. But if I was to stitch these again, I would stitch them on 28 count, which would make the beads sit a lot nicer, or I would purchase the petite beads so that they really sat really well. Yeah, that's where we're up to. This is my, when I say current WIP, I've got another piece I'm working on that is multiple charts that I've started in October, a new one in October, but this is my only current carryover WIP from September. So yeah, there's that one. And then here we go with finishes, starts and finishes, yada, yada, yada. So, gotta love a good cup of coffee. Okay, the next one that I'm stitching on is a Christmas series from Little House Needleworks. It's called Log Cabin Christmas. Now, when you would have seen this one in the July update, I was in the process of stitching chart number 7, which is Log Cabin Mrs. Snow. So I actually finished this one, and you'll get to see that in a minute. And because I finished this one, I then started chart number 4, which is called In the Woods Bear. Now, I started this in August and I finished it in September. So you got that one there. So this is being stitched. I'm stitching this as a whole complete piece on one piece of fabric on 32 count lamb's wool linen. I'm going to finish it into a Christmas pillow like I have done other Little House Needleworks and Country Cottage Needleworks. I have got this folded a specific way because it is now the 4th of October, and on the 1st of October I started a new chart in this series, and I don't want to spoil that by showing that early. So I've got this folded. It looks like a weird way, but it works for me. All right, so this was the Let It Log Cabin Mrs. Snow. So I finished that one. Now I am stitching this using the DMC equivalent. I'm not using the overdyes. So it's a very countrified palette. There's nothing bright about it. There's lots of like charcoals, and they're not bright reds. They're like brick and rust reds, lots of browns and greens, etc. Very cute. So I stitched that one, and then in the month of August, I then started In the Woods Bear, and I finished this in September. So this little bear, he is so adorable, and I am just amazed that you can tell that it's a bear when there's only that many stitches in it. Like, these designers are so clever, so clever. And of course, each of the pictures have got the little red robin in it. Very cute. And if you want to see it as a whole, I'll make sure you don't see this top one. That's the quilt that I finished, and you got those two. So that's what it all looks like so far. Making sure I don't show you my stitching for October, because you'll see that in October. So yeah, that's where we're up to with that one. So that one's been good. Okay, so that was a finish and a start. Now, this next one I'm going to share with you is a piece that I finished in the month of August. So this is Jolly Stocking by Doreen Jones. So this was a chart that I purchased as a downloadable PDF from the Doreen Jones Etsy store. So this one, I stitched this on 14 count black Aida, 2/1 full cross using all of the recommended DMC. This is my husband's new Christmas stocking. So I finished this, and this is what it looks like. Very, very cute. As you all know, I'm a big fan of Doreen Jones. I just absolutely love her stuff. So let's give you a close-up of what he looks like. All of that white. Really, really enjoyed stitching this. So yeah, that's the Jolly Stocking by Doreen Jones. All done. So that was a lovely one to stitch and cross off the list. And then we had another finish. I finished this one in September. This is the Reindeer Advent Calendar by the Historical Sampler Company. I bought this as a kit from them. So I used all of the kit supplies, which was 16 count like blue Aida, and all of the threads, which are like DMC threads. So again, this was another fun one to stitch. And this is it here. A lot of fun to stitch, very, very cute. When I stitched this, I did all of the outer border that had like the mistletoe and little holly berries. Then I did all of the green borders, or not the green, like teal inner border. Then I stitched like the little motifs that weren't related to the Advent, that were the snowflakes. I stitched all of the numbers, and then I just went along and completed each box as a little finish. So yeah, very, very cute. Enjoyed stitching this a lot. So that's the Reindeer Advent Calendar. I have, I think another three of these type of kits from Historical Sampler Company. So that's all exciting. All right. The next one, this was a start and a finish in the month of September. This chart, I purchased it. It's a Shannon Christine chart. I purchased it as a downloadable PDF from the Shannon Christine website. I don't have a cover photo of the chart printed out, but I will insert it here. Okay, now this one has been stitched on and again, I'm looking at my finished things to get it's 40 count Newcastle linen in the colorway Country Mocha, and I picked up this from at the retreat that I was at Ballarat, the Stitching in Winter retreat. Silks for You had a little vendor shop there, and they had some 40 count, and I picked up a really big piece of 40 count. So yeah, I've stitched this on 40 count because my aim is I am going to finish this as a needle book. I've got a retreat that I'm going to next year in Tasmania. I'm going to the Vintage Christmas in July, or Vintage Christmas retreat in July in Tasmania in Hobart, that's being hosted by a Stitch in Time store, and I was very lucky to get a space at that retreat, and I'm going with my friend Therese. So I've never been to Tasmania before. She has been to quite a few of the retreats that have been hosted by Stitch in Time, and she tells me they're fantastic. So it's going to be wonderful. For me, it's going to be a little bit like of a belated birthday gift, because it is my birthday in the middle of July, and this retreat is at the, I think it's like the last weekend of July, and it's my first time going to Tasmania, and it'll be the first time in, it'll be 18 months since I've seen my friend Therese. So it'll be great. But anyway, this is what it looks like. Stitched on 40 count using all of the recommended DMC. Full cross 1/2. That's what it looks like. I really, really liked how, and it is tiny. Like if you look at my hand, that's what it turned out to be. Very, very cute. I enjoyed stitching this. Stitching on 40 count as you get older is a little bit of a struggle, but I've really enjoyed how it looks. Now, I do have an order from 123 Stitch coming that has some Christmas fabric that I can use as like a border for this and a backing to make it into a needle book. Now, I really liked it because it wasn't overly Christmas. It's like, and I'll show you when the order comes in, and it's like a cream color with tiny little like bits of holly on it. So I thought that would suit really, really well. And then I picked up some white grey coloured felt so I can make the pages of the needlebook. And I also ordered some Kokoda ribbon so I can, when I sew it up, I can use that as the tie. But yeah, that's how it turned out. It's very, very cute. That's called Let It Snowman by Shannon Christine Designs. So very cute. Apologies if you could hear that clack, clack, clack noise. As you can see on my windowsill up here, I have a lot of solar dancers and the sunshine is coming through that window, so they're like dancing away. So, you know, what else are you going to do on a Saturday, right? Except dance the day away. Okay, next, and this is my last, show those. So I just want to make sure I haven't missed anything because I'm doing 2 months worth of an update. Okay, this is my last start and finish for the month. As if you've been a long time watcher, you'll know that I'm absolutely obsessed with the Shannon Christine Nutcrackers. I have stitched the 2023 and 2024 Nutcracker that is currently packed away, and I'm looking in the distance because my husband's warehouse is there. Most of my craft room stuff is still packed away in tubs until we get this stuff all sorted and organised, and then I can unpack everything. And they're all in there ready to go. I'm going to finish those as stuffed stand-ups. And incidentally, I was at the Sunday stitching day in September, which is held at Mawson Lakes in Adelaide, and the lovely Carolyn, the floss tube stitcher, was there, and she has actually stitched both the 23 and 24 Nutcracker and has finished them as stuffed stand-ups as well. And she gave me the lovely tip. Thank you so much for this, Carolyn, and I'm definitely going to do this, is when you attach the cardboard circle at the bottom of your stand-up, is to put a couple of curtain weights, attach a couple of curtain weights to that so that they don't tip over. I'm definitely going to do that. So thank you so much for that tip, Caroline. I very, very much appreciate it. So this is the 2025 Nutcracker by Shannon Christine Designs. Again, I downloaded it as a PDF and put it directly into Pattern Keeper, so I don't have a printout, but this is what the chart looks like here. As you can see, I have stitched all of mine on 28 count even weave. Now, I think the first two were stitched on antique white even weave. This one I just had white even weave because, again, most of my stuff is packed. This is stitched using all of the recommended DMC threads, the Krynic and the beads. I love him. I love them so much, but here he is. So this is the 2025 Nutcracker. It's just, every time I look at it, it just makes me smile. And when I stitch these, they're all the same size. So I have this Q-snap that I've finangled together, and it's 8 by 17. And by doing that and using a piece of 28 count fabric, I don't have to move this at all. So what I do, I cut the piece, and I haven't even overlocked it. Like, it's all still, you know. So what I do, I cut the piece of fabric to fit the Q-snap. I essentially measure it across and up, find the middle, and then I will either start stitching, but this time I didn't. I counted up to the top of the chart and then stitched in the chart down. Now, the only thing I did different with this one from previous years is previous years I have beaded as I have gone along. This one I waited till the end and I beaded him at the end. But again, I haven't had to move anything. I love him. Like, look at him. I find myself when I pull out the other ones from 23 and 24, I just can't help but look at them. Now, in the craft room here, these guys are going to be up on display all year round on one of the cupboards here when I finish them. They are going to be quite big because they're on 28 count. But yeah, this is the finished piece. Like, he's just, oh, I just love him. Love him so much. So there you have it. So as you can see, I've been very busy this month. Very, very busy. So much so I've been doing diamond painting as well this month. No big kits at all. But what I have been doing is I had a lot of off the canvas kits to do. And they were mostly key rings because I have a Christmas tree, like a pencil pine, a fake one that I put up in the craft room, and I use the key rings as Christmas ornaments on that tree. Now, I've done that for the last few years, and I wanted to bulk up the tree more, so I bought more. Now, when before my mum passed away, she wanted key ring kits to do as gifts for people in the nursing home she was with and to give to the nurses and staff, etc. She also wanted to have a small Christmas tree in her room and do the same thing. So she had lots of diamond painting keyring kits as well. And when my mum passed away, I had all of that. So I sorted that all out, and I've been working really, really hard over the last few months to diamond paint all of those key rings. She had lots of tote bags and notebooks and that sort of thing. And as of the end of, I'd probably say the first week of September, I've finished all of those off the canvas pieces. So I don't have any off canvas diamond painting pieces at all now. But what I do have, the majority of my premium kits are all still packed in boxes. So they're in the shed. What I do have here is all of my budget kits. And again, a lot of those were my mum's stash as well. And I have sorted them into special diamond paintings, like with special drills, and regular diamond paintings. So what I'm doing now is I am going through all of the, I've started going through all the special diamond paintings, and I'm just systematically doing all of those. However, Kathy, there's one aside from that. I saw this a while ago on the Fan Cells website, and I fell in love with it. I thought it was fantastic. It is a round drill kit. I've had it in my stash for a little while, probably say like the last month and a half, and I've just wanted to start it because it just makes me smile. It's called Hoeing 8 Easy. Round drill. It's a 30 by 45 centimetre, and I finished this the other day. Isn't that cool? It's so cute. I really, really enjoyed diamond painting this one. So we have that one done. And then one other one that I finished that was a special drill. This is a 30 by 30 centimetre, and it's just like a little village scene with special drills. So, yeah, I've been busy. But the plan is, obviously for next year, is I am still planning on doing the Heaven and Earth conversion of the chart called Ugly Birds by Ciro Marchetti. I'm doing that as a diamond painting. So, yeah, stay tuned for that. I'll put a video out towards the end of the year as I'm prepping all of the diamonds for that one. And yeah, we're going to make a start on that next year. It's going to be a huge project. It's going to take me years. But anyway, I want to share with you my when I went to the Stitches and Winter Retreat, I participated in the Smalls Exchange. And as I said, I was very lucky to get the gift that was stitched by Lara from I Stitch Birds. And he's so adorable. Thank you so much, Lara. I absolutely love him. He's going to go into my glass display cupboard. But I wanted to show everyone first of all. It is a little piggy with a there's a little speckle of fluff on him. He's a little piggy with a scarf wrapped around his neck drinking a coffee. Look at him. He's so cute. Thank you so much, Lara. I love him. So he's going, and look, he's finished beautiful. Lara kept saying how nervous she was. Don't be. It is fantastic. I absolutely love him. Thank you so much. He's going to go into the display cupboard. She also wrote a lovely little card and little letter as well. So I'll put that in the cupboard as well. She also put in there in the bag a little Korean peach cake. I ate that. That's long gone. And some tea, and I have been drinking that tea, so some Lipton Black Label tea, so thank you very much, Lara. The other thing she put in there is a chart. Now, I love this chart. I think it's wonderful. So much so that in my order that's coming from 123 Stitch, I've ordered some 40 count, like a sagey green linen, and I'm going to stitch this for myself and make it into a needle book. And it's called Tea and Gossip. So, yeah, I'm going to stitch that into a needle book. So it says, have some tea with me, the gossip is free. So that's great. So that will be stitched. So thank you very much for that, Lara. And the other thing, I had some mail arrive on Thursday, and I ordered the 2025 Advent calendar from the Historical Sampler Company, and I don't think you can see it, but it's on the desk. It's in a box on the desk. So I'm thinking at the moment, and let me know your thoughts. I normally film just once a month, but I'm thinking in December I'll do a little. In fact, I think I may just do that. I'm going to film a little video every morning. I'll open up the Advent for that day and show you and share a video so you can see it. So that arrived, but I also am participating in the Christmas stitch along as well by the Historical Sampler Company. It's called the Magical Gingerbread House. It starts on the 13th of October. Now it came in an envelope like this. So I wrote a little note on the back so I know what's going on. Now I opened this. I was on a Zoom last night with the lovely Jenny from Jenny Stitches. Hey, Jenny. I said, Jenny, I'm going to open it. I want to see what's in it. Because down the bottom, it says, counted cross-stitch kit includes fabric, threads, needle, chart, and full instructions. I said to Jenny, if it's a stitch along and it starts on the 13th of October 2025, if the chart's in there, how does that work? I said to her, is it in like envelopes and you've got to open up an envelope on each? Does it have dates on the envelope and you've got to open it and everything else? And of course, I'm such a knucklehead. If I had actually read the email properly when I purchased this, I would have known. But of course, Gail just skipped. I was so excited that I was able to buy the Advent calendar and I put this with it that I completely skipped over all the instructions and everything. So essentially what is in this envelope, and I'll pull it out and show you, you could order the Ada, or if you ordered the full kit, you could get it in 16 count Ada or 32 count linen in the colorway sage green, and I got the linen. So in here is the linen and the threads. Now, the chart is emailed to you as a PDF via email. There's 4 different times. So the first part of the chart comes on the 13th of the 10th. The second chart then comes 2 weeks later on the 27th of the 10th. The third chart 2 weeks after that, which is the 10th of November. And then the last part of the chart, another 2 weeks after that on the 24th of November. So I thought, hey, this is Christmas. I'm stitching Christmas this year. I'm going to start this on the 13th of October. So let me show you what it comes with. So it comes with sage green linen, and it's a very good representation as to what the colour is. So I've got the 32 count sage green linen. Very excited for this. And I have all of the DMC threads. Lots of white, obviously, judging by this. In fact, there's two sections for the white on here. So lots of white. But you can see what the colour is going to be like. It's going to be very pretty. So I'm very much looking forward to that. So when we do our October catch up in November, I mean, I don't know how big it is. I don't know, it's a stitch along. So at least, because the first chart's released on the 13th of October and the second chart on the 27th of October. So I would like to think I would have at least got one part, like a quarter of the piece stitched, and started on the second part, hopefully. Who knows? But yeah, that's the plan. So that's the stitch along. So we'll be starting that in October. And as I said, December, the Advent calendar, I'll open that, daily and do that. So that Advent calendar, I watched people open it last year that received it or that bought it. And I really enjoyed the contents of that. Now, if you've watched me in previous years, I've had all sorts of Advent calendars, but this year I just have this one Advent calendar because, look, to be quite honest, I don't really need anything. I've got everything that I need, like craft wise, unless some brand new chart comes out and I'm like, oh my God, I must have that. The one thing I have to say, and I was having a chat with, I think I was chatting with Kelly from Animal Instinct at the Stitching Day in September. And I said to her, oh yeah, it was, because one of the girls that was sitting on the other side of me was stitching a Plum Street sampler chart. And I said to Kelly, I have most of the Plum Street sampler stack charts. Now, because most of them are packed away, I don't know what I have as opposed to what has been released since, I've packed everything and everything else. So I do like those and I still want to purchase those to stitch those. But what I do want to do is wait until everything is unpacked, and then I can go through them all, have a look then and see what other stack charts have come out since, since I've stopped purchasing them, and buy them so I have the complete set. The other thing I've been doing as well, I've been going around the house and I've been looking at wall space as to my different sets and series, what I want to stitch and hang on the wall. And I've been making lists as to what I want to, there's lots of stitching that has to be done. We have a big long piece of wall in the hallway down here that I want to put. I'm currently, when I say currently, I'm stitching the series, the Songbirds series by Cottage Garden Samplings, and I've stitched 3 out of the 12, and I have the fabric to stitch all 12 of them. And my plan is I want to stitch them and stretch them over canvas. So, and then hang all 12, the wall's big enough to hang all 12 right next to each other. So, I've got those to stitch. I've got all of the Sweetheart Tree French inspired alphabet. I've got all of those kits. I've stitched 2 of those. and I want to stitch all of the rest of those, and again stretch them over canvas and have them staggered on one of the walls in the spare bedroom. And then in here I've got I'm going to stitch. So this is how my brain works. As I'm stitching, I think of all this stuff. In here I've got the yoga guinea pigs by monochrome X Stitch, I think it is, off Etsy. I'm going to stitch those, and they're going to hang on the wall up there. On the wall just here on the other side of the window, I've got they're fish designs. They're really weird looking fish, and again it's monotone, so I'm just going to use black silk from Silks For You on 40 count and stitch those fish and put them there. And then I've got four seasonal pieces from the drawn thread, and I'm going to stitch those 4 and have them excuse me, on another wall in the spare bedroom. And then as you walk into each of the spare bedrooms, as you walk, because the doorway's on the left, as you walk in, you've got a wall that's on the right side, that's sort of the side of the built-in wardrobe. On that wall, as you walk in, I've got this in one room. I've got Seasons of the Heart by the Blue Flower. I've stitched one of those. I've got 40 count fabric to stitch the other 3. So I want to stitch those and have them on that wall. And in the other room, I have it's a Robin Pickens design. I downloaded them as PDFs. So they're like birds, and I saw it because my lovely friend Chris, hey Chris from Canada, she got one as a gift. I think it was like a Christmas cardinal. They're seasonal, so there's 4 of them, and each of them has a bird and like quilt motifs on it. So again, I want to stitch each of those on 40 count and have them on that wall. So there's a bit of stitching to be done. Obviously next year Stanley is my priority, so my Heaven and Earth design. So I'm thinking that my last video for the month of December, like 2025, I think I may do obviously, share my share what I've done for the month of December. But I'll also do a WIP parade. Now, I don't have that many WIPs at the moment. As you know, I've got 14 WIPs. But a couple of those are from like 2019 and before, like Stanley's 16 years old next year. So like he's 16, so he needs to get finished. So I've got a plan in place for him to be finished. And I've spoken about that before. I'll share that again in the video where I share all my WIPs. I also, in my WIP pile, I also have 2 chatelaines. I've got Evening in the Park and Hawaiian Garden Mandala. I want to stitch both of those. I've already stitched Water Garden by Chatelaine, and that's hanging over our bed. And what I would really love to do is when I eventually finish stitching the other 2 chatelaine, is to have them framed and move the Water Garden to have like the Water Garden on one side, Evening in the Park on the other, and Hawaiian Garden Mandala in the middle, because that's quite a big one. And both my husband and I love Hawaii. We've been to Hawaii quite a few times. So I do have a lot of stitching to do for stuff in the house. I've also got in the library, I want to stitch the giant Harry Potter banner by the Clouds Factory and have that framed and hang that near the bookcase that is going to have all of my Harry Potter books and, different paraphernalia and bits and pieces. And then I also have all of my little Harry Potter figures that I want to stitch so I can make that into a quilt and have that quilt hanging over the chair. I also have the Harry Potter pillow that the lovely Deb Wilson stitched for me. Hey, Deb. And I've got to stitch that into a pillow. So I've got the fabric to stitch that. I've got the pillow form, but again, I've got to get the sewing machine out of, so I can't do any of that until essentially everything's been unpacked, and then I can sort of start doing all that stuff. We currently have a caravan here on site as well that, Shane was staying in when he was building, and we're going to keep that caravan, in case we have visitors come over and we don't have enough rooms, etc. So, again, I'm going to be able to stitch some lovely things to put in the caravan. So it's just, there's so many lovely things to do, lots of plans and that sort of stuff. And I'm going to really enjoy unpacking all of my stash so I can reacquaint myself with my stash. It's been 12 months now since I've seen most of it. So it's going to be really good. So watch this space. So anyway, this video is a lot longer than what my videos normally are. So if you've stayed this long, thank you so much. Susan, I will reach out to you via Facebook Messenger just to confirm your address. And don't forget, if you want to be in the running to win those 12 Lizzy Kate patterns, just put the word Lizzy Kate in your comment down below. But in the meantime, thank you so much for watching and joining me. The next video will be on the 1st of November. I do apologise for this video being late, but when the first of the month's in the middle of the week and work has been absolutely chaotic, you just don't have any time. And of course, I'm still getting over the side effects of COVID and really, really tired. And the last thing I want to do once I've finished a long, draining day of work and feel absolutely exhausted is to film. So you've got me on a Saturday. I'm still exhausted, but hey, at least we have... At least we have time, sorry for the cough, at least we have time to sort of get together, have a cup of coffee and a bit of a chin wag. Oh, the other thing I did too, see, so much news, so much going on. I went to our local show the other week. It was on our local, I live in regional South Australia, and the local show was on Saturday of last week. Now, for some bizarre reason, the show's on for one day. Now, I honestly don't understand why they'd go to all that trouble to set everything up just for one day. So anyway, this is the first time I've been to a regional country show. I've been to like the Royal Easter Show lots and lots of times. So I'm used to the really big like city shows, not the regional country shows. It was a lovely show. And the needlework categories, there was some good stuff in it. Not a great deal, but there was even some diamond painting as well. So it was really funny because Shane, my husband, kept saying to me, "You're going to enter next year? You're going to enter next year?" And I said, "Look, I may do. I don't know." So I'm considering that. The other thing, as I was walking around the show, I met the local quilters organisation. There was a couple of ladies there, and one lady was absolutely told my ear off. She did, but she was lovely, and they meet at a local hall on, I think is it Tuesday, every Tuesday. So, I'm considering maybe, taking some time and going there on a Tuesday every so often, and we'll just have to see what goes on. So, but it would be nice to get back into like a group again that meets every so often. So that would be really, really nice and make some new crafty friends in the area. So like I have all my online friends and my my stitchy friends up in Sydney that I speak to and everything else, but it's nice to have some in-person local crafty friends. So that will be good. So it has been busy, but anyway, I've talked your ear off for long enough now. It's been nearly an hour. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you taking the time. Have a great weekend. It's a long weekend for us here in South Australia. We have Monday off, Labor Day. So I'm going to enjoy my weekend. Shane is currently in Sydney. He flies back from Sydney late this evening, so he'll be home late tonight. So I think we're going to get stuck in and do a few things around the house Sunday and Monday. So I'm going to enjoy the rest of my day. I'm going to edit this video, insert the different bits and pieces that I need to. I'm going to finish my cup of coffee, which, you know, mandatory coffee on a Saturday. I have more coffee and I'm going to stitch. I'm going to watch some telly. I've been rewatching Chef's Table on Netflix. I love that show. Love that show. There's season 7 is out now, and I think I've just finished watching season 4, which was about the desserts, and I'm back into season 5. So I want to keep rewatching that. And then there's a separate. I don't know why they don't put this series with the rest of Chef's Table. There's a Chef's Table noodles that's out there that I've watched before that I really enjoyed, but it's separate to the rest of the Chef's Table series. So anyway, there's nothing I like more than stitching and watching, you know, programs about food. Yeah, so I don't know whether it's because I can't eat. I can't eat while I stitch, so I like to watch food. Does it make sense? Am I a weirdo? I don't know. Anyway, I know I'm a weirdo. So, you know, what are you going to do, right? So anyway, thank you so much for watching. Join me again on the 1st of November when we do our October update. Until then, stay safe and well. Happy crafting, and I'll catch you later. Have a good one. Bye.